Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is your daily vitamins. So, as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so that you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur. You can also follow the Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur fan page and follow me on Twitter at DGoddess27. Hello, Glamour Diva, Juju, Root Trackers, Claudette, Latasha, Vince I Am from the UK. All right. Anisha, October, Jacob, Kenyatta. All right, Edward, I see you. Terry Hinton says, Happy born day to Vince I Am. Happy birthday, Vince. Happy birthday, beloved. One who cares. All right. M.A., Christine, Gail. The Prince of Paraphernalia is in the house. All right, Evelyn, Eric. So let's get into it, beloveds. Hey, Ray Williams, I see you. Ramsey 7. Okay, Vina, Kenya. Big Sis Candace, Krieger, Queen Candy J, Judah Queen, Kate Sampson. Mark Ayers from the UK is in the house. All right. Hello, Mr. Hotel, Brand Slayer, Cherokee Descended Dale. Twizzle is in the house. Deronda, Desmond. All right. Shout out to everyone in the chat. I see you, William and Rose. Shout out to everyone in the chat and everyone tuned into the Queen. Let's get into it. Okay. Latasha just asked Vince I Am, what color wig you want for your birthday? Hey, 6'3" soldier. Okay, so Vince I Am, it's your birthday, and my gift to you is making you a moderator, no less. All right, so shout out to my new moderator, Vince I Am, all the way from the UK. So let's get ready to get into it, beloveds. Everyone go ahead and get those likes up. Says, I'm a Capricorn queen. All right. I am being knighted by being a royal mod, hence the birthday. That's right, beloved. You know it. Okay? And so let's get into it. Everyone get those likes up. Please like and share. So you all listen. Hey, Ashley, beloved. All right? Dane, listen. I see you, Dervis and AM. Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all something now. Let me tell y'all something. Now, it has come to the Queen's attention that someone whose name I shan't mention tried to get our chats taken down. What y'all think about that? Y'all are such a nefarious chat that people have actually tried to get you taken down. Now, yesterday, Patah Ahmed Rasi, beloved in Florinor, Jacob, Christ, Truth, Freedom. Listen, it came to my attention yesterday that one of my chats was missing. Okay, I think I told you all that because I was trying to get it all together with the moderator, or not the moderators, but the Google support. I was in the chat with them at the beginning of the live, honey, and y'all know who is mad? Somebody's mad because y'all keep saying hashtag my wig. And so they tried to flag it so that the chats would get taken down, honey. But as you can see, the chat was put up last night. And let me tell y'all something. For those who want to go around and flag people's channels for no reason other than you a hoe hater, yeah. Newsflash, you can get sued for that. All right? You can get sued for that. And if you've already done it, it's too late. All right? So just know that I know. And if you don't believe me, ask your legal team. You can get sued for that. Falsely flagging people's channels. And I talked to the Google YouTube support team in the chat about it last night after my live when I saw another chat was missing. So as you can see, they put up last night's chat. So what does that tell you? At the end of the day, keep playing games. All right? So we can call you wig all we want. So let's get into it. I mean, talk about haters. Haters. So listen, you all know that pastor that I spoke to you about. Now I want y'all to listen up close, because here's the thing, people. It's the season for all of the treasonous black folk amongst us to be called out. Now that pastor who got robbed, yeah, people have been coming out exposing him. Saying all sorts of things. And I find it also interesting because a lot of the things they're saying are the same things they said about somebody else whose name I shan't mention. But I tell you what, let's get into it, because he showed his true colors, honey, as the devils oft do when they get called out on the BS and they don't like it. They get mad and angry and butthurt, and then they start talking real ugly to folk. I'm going to let y'all hear that in a minute. But in the meantime, between time, let's talk about it. Brooklyn pastor says he and his wife were robbed of more than $1 million in jewelry while preaching. Now, yesterday it was 400K. Today it's $1 million. Pay attention. All right. And so a flashy Brooklyn pastor known for wearing designer outfits and extravagant jewelry says he was robbed along with his wife of more than $1 million while he was preaching at church on Sunday. Now, police say they received a report that 3 people entered the Leaders of Tomorrow Church on Sunday with firearms and removed the pastor jewelry from Pastor Miller Whitehead, who goes by Bishop, and his wife. They were all the jewelry they were wearing. Police noted the investigation is ongoing. Now, part of the reported incident was captured on video from inside the church, and I showed you all that. A portion of the live stream was obtained by CNN affiliate WCBS, where before it was removed, and it shows at least one perpetrator holding a gun on the pastor and interrupting the sermon. Here's the thing. It also has come out that one of those gunmen supposedly put the gun to the head of his 8-month-old baby. So they say, all right, Whitehead says in the video as he raises his hands and lowered himself to the floor. The video is no longer available on the church's live stream. Well, that's okay because I have it. But Whitehead told WCBS what happened. Said it's pretty much, that's all right. It's pretty much stating that I don't want, I'm not going to do anything right because I know y'all coming for me. Y'all coming straight for me. I don't want my parishioners hurt. I got women and children here. As I got down, one went to my wife and took all her jewelry and had the gun in front of my 8-month-old baby's face, they say. Took off my bishop's ring, my wedding band, and took off my bishop chain. And then I had chains underneath my robe, and he started tapping my neck to see if it was there and if there was anything else. And so that means he knew. They watched and they knew that I have other jewelry. Whitehead said they were gunmen. There were gunmen with firearms. They raised the deacons to the door as well. There were about 20 to 25 congregants present. My church was traumatized. The NYPD said they received a report that the suspects took more than $1 million worth of jewelry and then fled the location on foot. They reportedly entered a white Mercedes vehicle and then were seen traveling eastbound on Avenue D. Now, Whitehead is offering $50,000 in reward money for information that would lead to the arrest of the people that he says robbed him on Sunday. Whitehead, come on now. Stop playing. I'm pretty sure you know exactly who robbed you, Whitehead. I'm pretty sure you know exactly who they were. But let me continue because it ain't my business. He says, I want justice. I want these men arrested. That's what the pastor said in an Instagram video on Monday. I know somebody knows something. Yeah, somebody does know something, Mr. Whitehead. Get with it. And I want to make sure that you all know that I'm invested in this. He also said the security system inside the church is going to change and that he plans to hire a therapist for the church to talk to members and children on how to cope with what happens. Hold on. Let me see what y'all have to say. Yeah, the pastor must be talking about himself. His wife better make sure he doesn't. That's real suspicious. Sounds like insurance fraud. Well, that's what it smells like to me. And I mean, he is known, so they say, for having fraudulent things going on. I have some paperwork and receipts, that we can talk about. Y'all know I'm the queen of receipts, right? I can't just go about what people say. People said that he was engaged in fraudulent activities in the Black community, no less. And so I had to go digging. That's what I had to do. So anyway, according to his bio, Whitehead attended the New York Theological Seminary and completed his studies with a certificate in ministry and human services from the Theological Institution of Rising Hope Incorporated. It touts him as a licensed New York State chaplain and a certified marriage and funeral officiant. Now, in 2013, he founded Leaders of Tomorrow Ministry, and I heard he founded it right after he got out of prison. You see, someone said, and I quote, and I believe it was Larry Reid from Larry Reid Live, said that he got out of prison and went straight to preaching and found another hustle, the legal kind. The same kind that I said Wig did, the same thing that I said Wig did. I said Wig got out of prison and just found a whole way to create or to hustle Black folk and to commit legal fraud. That's all I'm saying. Same thing here. Let's pay attention. And in fact, I do believe him and Wig have some of the same charges in the background. Nefarious nonetheless. And let's remember that I told you these type of people often prey on church folk. All right. So it's the season for people to be exposed. That's all I'm saying. Y'all think this is a coincidence? I'm sorry. What do y'all think? Mercury in retrograde still. Pay attention. So let me continue. Now, his church bio says that he was adopted as a mentee by Eric Adams, the mayor. Pay attention. The former Brooklyn Borough president and current mayor of New York. He has ties to the mayor. He has risen himself to the heights. All right. He's got all these extravagant fancy cars, driving around in Rolls Royces, wearing all these diamonds draped and dripping, and then even has made political affiliations. It must be nice. So no one in this city should be the victim of armed robbery, let alone our faith leaders and congregants worshiping in the house of God. This is what Adams said in a statement. Now, the NYPD is investigating this crime and will work tirelessly to bring the criminals involved to justice. Whitehead encouraged those responsible to turn themselves in. I forgive you. I'm praying for you, and I hope that God delivers you from the mindset of who you are at this time. You mean like they delivered you? So Whitehead and his church have not returned calls for comment. The pastor made headlines in June when he said that he was involved in trying to negotiate the surrender of a man accused of shooting and killing a gunman or killing someone at Goldman Sachs, killing one of their employees. Now, on the New York City subway, police ultimately arrested the man before he could voluntarily surrender. Whitehead's verified Instagram account details his extravagant shows of wealth, including Louis Vuitton emblazoned suits, large jewelry, and flashy cars. Let me tell y'all something. I need y'all to really pay attention to this. See here. Here's the thing. People like this, they love to flash their money. You know how Wig was sitting on there, all the money thrown up in the air around her and all that, holding wads of cash. People like this, they love to flash their money. They're clout chasers. There's a lot of us who have money in the bank. We don't go around flashing it. In fact, we don't even carry cash. I know I don't. I carry a debit card because if somebody robs me, all they're going to get is plastic, and I'm going to call the bank and get it cut off before they can even use it, you see. But people walk around here with all this flashing, all this jewelry, flashing, styling and profiling, clout chasing. That's what it is. Let me continue. If you're really a person of the Most High and really somebody for your people, you should be humble. I'm just saying, humble. Not a braggart and a boaster. The Bible speaks against it. But let me continue, because what do I know? So goes on to say, Louis Vuitton emblazoned suits, large jewelry, and flashy cars. In a video on Sunday night, he pushed back against the media headlines referring to him as flashy. So he got mad because they called him flashy, when that's absolutely what he is. That's the thing about these people. When you call them out for what they are, they get mad. They don't want to be called flashy, even though they are. Pay attention. It's not about me being flashy, he says. It's about me purchasing what I want to purchase. It's my prerogative to purchase what I want to purchase. Yes, it is. And you purchase flashy things because you're flashy. You're a whole clout chaser. If I worked hard for it, I can purchase what I want to purchase. Well, that's the thing. You didn't work hard for it. You got all that money from people that you used to gain your own wealth. That's what you've done. All right. Please miss me with it. Bishop Whitehead. Now, for those who missed the video, I'm going to show it again. And then I'm going to play for you the exchange between him and Larry Reid live, honey. He was going in on them. He called one of Larry Reid's guests, who I believe is also a pastor. He called her Biggie Smalls because she's a heavyset woman. He was so disrespectful and rude. He said the F word, and I'm not talking about motherfucker. No, not that. Not that F. He said the F word, the slur. That's what he said. This is supposed to be somebody who's a man of God. Make it all make sense. These charlatans, false prophets and prophetesses and demons and devils who prey upon their own community, they're being called out for a reason, okay? People will say, when you call them out, people will say that you're hating on them. No one's hating on them. The truth has to be shown and told. That's what it is. The truth has to be shown. So hold on, let me share my screen so you all can see this, honey, because I clearly cannot. Here we go. Likes up, everyone, please. Like and share. Yeah, Patah Amara, he said he worked hard for it, honey. I guess that he did was called work.
Gosh, it's been forever. You look fantastic. It's John. Ham, from the blind date we went on years ago?
Ah, the struggling actor who didn't believe he could save his snapshot based on how and how much he drives.
I'd love to talk about it over dinner sometime.
Well, I usually don't talk on the phone during dinner, but for potential customer Tom Ham, I will make an exception.
Oh, boy.
How many of you have lost your faith because you saw somebody else die what you about to go through? Yo. All right. And when I see them come into the sanctuary with their guns, I told everybody, get out. Everybody just get out, right? Everybody get out. I didn't know if they wanted to shoot the church up or if they was just coming for a robbery. Took off my bishop's ring, my wedding band, and took off my bishop's chain, and then I had chains underneath my robe. He started tapping my neck to see if anything else. So that means they knew. They watched and they knew that I have other jewelry. And I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, well, why are you so flashy? It's not about me being flashy. It's about me purchasing what I want to purchase. And it's my prerogative. Yo. All right.
I absolutely cannot. I don't know about y'all, but I'm not buying it. I am absolutely not buying that for a second. Somebody said, "Little past the pork chops." Here's the thing: Queen Ahmadiyyah's fan page said it. Okay, dude in the back didn't move. Right, make it all make sense. He did not move. And what pastor says, "Yo," that was hilarious to me. Okay, anyway, let me continue because I clearly cannot. So listen, I want you all to hear the exchange between he and Larry Reid, right? But first of all, I want you all to hear this article where they're talking about him. They not only called him flashy, honey. Here's what they said. The flashy Brooklyn bishop, known for flaunting his Gucci suits, diamond encrusted chains, and stable of luxury vehicles, says it's not his fault he was targeted in a $1 million jewelry heist. Bishop Lamar Miller Whitehead, who's cozy with Mayor Eric Adams and previously did 5 years in prison for listen to his charges, beloveds, who previously did 5 years in prison for identity fraud and grand larceny, insisted on Instagram that his public displays of wealth didn't lead to Sunday's gunpoint robbery during his live stream service in Canarsie. Okay, it's not about me being flashy, said the Royce driving clergyman who's 44 years old in a video shortly after thieves robbed him and his wife in the middle of a sermon. He said, it's about me purchasing what I want. So let me say this. So this man did 5 years, right? For fraudulent activities nonetheless. So here's my thing. It's not the fact that he did the 5 years because he has moved on. It's the fact that people are still making allegations against him for doing fraudulent things right now. And I want you all to pay attention, because when I tell you about Wig, who has a similar history to his, some want to say, oh, why are you still talking about it? Someone left me a comment on yesterday saying, You doing too much. You bringing people on your platform to expose her. Well, don't you want the truth to be exposed? Or do you want to foolishly continue to believe lies? Do you suffer from cognitive dissonance? I would have to think so, beloveds. Okay, Tiana Johnson, that's who left that foolish comment. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Some people are not comfortable with the truth because it makes them realize what a fool they have been. Now, there's nothing wrong with being a fool as long as you wake up from the slumber, into a higher level of thinking. We've all played the fool. Remember the song by Aaron Neville? Everybody plays the fool. There are some people who are master manipulators, and they're good at what they do, and they can fool many of us. There's nothing wrong with being fooled. The thing is, once you realize that you've been fooled, just own it. Don't sit there and continue to just try to sweep it under the rug. And let me tell you something, what's the problem with the Black community? I'm going to tell y'all what's the problem. When certain things happen in the Black community, there are certain people amongst us who, in my opinion, are not B1. Because if you're B1, you should not want frauds amongst us preying upon our people, especially the elderly. You should not want them doing it. You should not want people saying fake things, telling people false narratives and, getting people's money for things that absolutely are not true and not going to work. You should not want people doing those things. But if you do and you're okay with that, you're not B1. You're not Black first. How could you possibly be? If you condone, vouch for, or collaborate with these types of people, then you're just as bad as they are. Okay? Because birds of a feather flock together. All right? That's just true. I'm not going to hang out with a band of thieves if I'm not a thief. I'm not going to hang out with bank robbers if I don't rob banks. That's what I'm not going to do. Now, if there were thieves in the past or bank robbers in the past and they did their time and got their punishment, they've moved on and they're doing good things in the community, okay, one thing. But if they're still doing nefarious things and that comes to light, I'm not going to condone that. I'm not going to feel good about it. And that's not going to settle with my spirit. So this pastor should be called out just like anyone else. And in fact, he has been. So let's get into that. Now, I'm going to play for you the exchange between he and Larry Reid. And I thought it was very disrespectful how this man was talking to Larry Reid. I thought it was very disrespectful. Okay? I mean, he showed his true colors as far as I'm concerned. All right? Bishop Lamar Whitehead speaks out after live stream robbery. So let me pull up the receipts. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. And by the way, I'll go to that in a second. But he also was talking about 50 Cent, because people like this, they love to drop names too. He was talking about 50 Cent, and 50 Cent, came through his ministry or was helped by his ministry or whatever. But 50 Cent posted parody about him. Let me go to his Instagram in a minute and show you that. Hold on. I can't show that video right there because it's music in the background. But let me go to this other one. Hold on. And then we're going to go to the one with him and Larry Reid because it's also nefarious. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Let's get into it. And listen, I want you all to stay tuned because after this broadcast, I'm going live on the backup channel, the Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur TV show, because we got to talk about the guy that beat up the police officer and then also the little 8-year-old kid that was arrested for the bag of chips that time. The police have obviously, according to reports, been targeting him and he was arrested again. So we need to talk about that. And also a Karen, who's a police officer, used the N-word. Now that she got called out, she's trying to act like she's got mental health issues. Pay attention. We're going to talk about that after this on the next channel. So stay tuned, beloveds.
was robbed at gunpoint right in the middle of delivering his Sunday sermon. This was yesterday. So the frightening encounter was all caught on the church's live stream.
And tonight, the bishop is telling us what was going through his mind as it all unfolded. Arthur Chan in the newsroom now with what he had to say. Arthur.
Lori, Steve, this sermon taking place yesterday, the bishop was asking his congregation if they've ever lost faith after seeing someone die. Seconds later, masked gunmen were in their faces and nobody knew if it was a robbery or if they were about to experience a mass shooting.
Yo. All right.
While delivering a Sunday sermon on a live stream, 3 masked gunmen are seen storming the Leaders of Tomorrow International Ministries in Brooklyn, forcing Bishop Lamar Whitehead to the ground. He says the gun was even pointed in the face of his 8-month-old daughter.
Women and children started to scream, and they put the gun to my back, and they put the gun to my daughter's face. This is atrocious, right? For men to come in during service and lay the entire church down at gunpoint.
The bishop says the gunman stole more than $1 million worth of jewelry and gems, including expensive watches and even his wedding band. While the sermon was going out live from the second floor of this building, some congregants were there in person.
It's thrilling for the people that come to church that day. It's horrible.
Whitehead once served 5 years in prison for identity theft and grand larceny. In his current life, he is known for his opulent flashiness and claims to be a mentee of Mayor Eric Adams. The bishop recently attempted negotiating the surrender of Q-Train murder suspect Andrew Abdullah and showed up at the police precinct in a $400,000 Rolls Royce, but the NYPD took Abdullah into custody on their own. Now, the bishop is offering a $50,000 reward for the arrest of the gunmen who robbed him, urging them to turn themselves in.
I'm praying for them, but I want justice to prevail, because they can't just run into these churches like this, man. If you could run into the church, you could run anywhere.
Now, it's unclear tonight if the suspects knew their armed robbery was being filmed, including them getting into a white Mercedes and taking off. Regardless, the bishop says he will continue to hold services. As of right now, no arrests have been made.
Well, there you have it, beloveds. Now, as I said, I'm going to play the video of the exchange between he and Larry Reid. Y'all need to hear this, because this pretty much told me everything I need to know about him as far as I'm concerned, honey. Okay. I'm going to fast forward past some of it to like the 30-minute mark, because, honey, he was using some language and some slurs that I don't even want used on this channel. Okay. Oh, let me stop right there, beloveds. Hold on. Did you all see that? Hold on. Let me let you all hear the audio, because they didn't show. Actually, when I fast forwarded, he left the stream. But I want you all to hear what he said, and that's probably why they kicked him off the stream. So hold on, let me pull this up. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Here it is, right here.
So, and I didn't bring any of this up.
Hold on.
You want to talk about.
Hold on, beloveds, because this is the one right here.
Nobody talking about your diamonds, brother. If you nobody talking about your diamonds, brother. If you feel that your diamonds is better than mine, so be it. So be it. So be it. Okay, no problem. Then you wanted to talk to me about our discussion about. You don't have to be angry. I'm not angry. I'm not angry at all. But at the end of the day, when I'm looking, my team sends me your live, Larry. I never disrespected you, brother. I treated you with nothing but respect and integrity. So from where this is coming from, I don't know. So please inform me.
Hold on, beloveds. That's just a clip. I want to go to the full video. Hold on. Just bear with me for a moment. Because that's just a clip that someone else posted. I want Larry's audio.
And it's why.
Okay, here it is.
He's a manifestation. There's a church that I'm in right now. Because you ain't tough. And you mess with the wrong one. Now you can post fortunate because the way he they're not care for you, they just let's go laugh. You laughing at me. I don't even know you. And then Larry, here's the problem. Hold on. Here's the problem. And Larry, you want to sit here and talk about Larry, and you want to sit here and talk about that I spoke about homosexuality. Hold on, man. You're not that big. You're not that big. All right. You're not that big at all. Tell us stop calling me. I'm all right. Tell us stop calling me. Okay. All right. So at the end of the day, Larry, you're foul. And this woman who calls you a woman, she's foul. And that's why I violated the both of y'all. And I mean, anytime you ready, we can do a live, we can do whatever. Don't sit and talk about my Bible and you gonna say, man, he talk about me. I'm gonna say what I want to say. And I'm gonna say what I want to say. And I'm gonna say what I want to say. Yes, you was. Yeah, you was. Yeah, you was disrespectful. Yeah, you was getting out of tape. But you got the right one, brother. You cannot hate jokes. You cannot say jokes. You don't joke when they make my family lie down. All right, nobody. You don't joke. You don't joke. Ain't nobody lie down. You on their face. You don't joke. You don't joke. You don't joke. You cross the line. You cross the line.
Now, here's what I want y'all to pay attention to. I'm going to start that back in a second, but here's what I want you to pay attention to. So Bishop Whitehead is literally trying to paint a narrative because Larry Reid did not ever joke about his wife and child. He actually had said the wife was beautiful. She was very nice and all of this. They also expressed their, they were upset about what happened to the child and all of that. They didn't say anything about his wife and child. He's trying to say that because he's trying to spin a narrative. And that's what these people often do. They try to play the victim. Pay attention. That's what he's doing. Because if he's painting Larry as someone who sat there and clowned him, which Larry did clown him, but he didn't clown his wife and children. He didn't say anything about the children, but he's trying to paint that narrative because he wants people to be on his side. This is a ploy for him to get empathy and sympathy. Pay attention. That's what they do. But you can hear his true colors. Listen to the way he's talking. All right, listen to it.
Okay, you crossed the line. Okay, that's what you did. You crossed the line. You crossed the line. All right? Okay. They put that gun in my baby face. You crazy about that. All right? About that. No, and you joke about it. And you joke about it. You're a clown. I watched you. I mean, hold on. Genesis, he said we talked about the gun thing. You want to say it and talk about, okay, we didn't see that part. That's what. We didn't see it. And we didn't tell. He told the people to get out. When I moved the mic, the people heard what I said. I ain't got to lie. We didn't hear it. Guess what? Guess what? Get a hearing it. All right, we didn't hear it. Okay? And at the end of the day, you want to joke about certain things. You want to joke. You want to play. Don't play with me, Larry Reid. Don't play with me. All right? Because you ain't tough. All right? You ain't tough. You do not know me. I don't care who. Let me tell you something, brother. I've seen you laugh at me, and you don't even know me. You don't even know me. But none of y'all tell me what I heard and what I sat here and listened to y'all talk about me in my church. All right? Okay? My family could have died. You want to laugh about it? That didn't happen. That didn't happen. I'm going to say this to you. You could kiss my ass. You and Biggie Smalls.
Did y'all hear what a pastor said, a whole bishop? He said, you can kiss my A, you and Biggie Smalls. That's what he called that lady. Now, this is supposed to be a man of God. I'm sorry, pork chop pimp, pulpit pimp. Please miss us with X. So he's changed. I'm sorry, I don't think so. Pay attention.
Okay, and that is why. Right, he's a manifestor. He manifested. That is very unfortunate because
that is unfortunate. I don't think he's changed a bit. All right, I don't think he's changed one bit. It's all so sad. It's all just so sad, beloveds. And here's the thing. These are the kind of people y'all want to cape for in our community. These are the tricksters, the fraudsters, the con artists, the scammers. Please miss me with all of it. The only one who wants to cape for those type of people are the ones who are those type of people. The ones who do the same thing as those type of people. All right. And that's just what it is. I don't care who's mad. So with that all being said, let me pull up receipts on his nefariousness. Well, you already heard it on the news. I mean, they already said what he'd been charged with and all that. Right? Oh, so nefarious. So anyway, let me see what this is. Now listen to this. The petitioner, and this is the case of Lamar Whitehead is the petitioner versus William Haggett. On April the 1st of 2008, following a trial by jury in Suffolk County, New York, the petitioner was convicted. He was convicted of 1 count of scheme to defraud in the first degree, 1 count of attempted grand larceny in the second degree, 13 counts of identity theft in the first degree, and 2 counts of identity theft in the third degree. Okay, here's what I want to say about that. So when people are convicted of these type of things, I can forgive them if they change their life and turn it around, but I can never trust them with money. I can never trust them with my debit card information. You know how they set up these sites where you can donate and this, that, and the third, and you have to enter your debit card information. I would never trust one of these types of people to give them my identity, my information. I would never give them my debit card, bank information, any of that, because I just can't trust them. That's just me. That's just me, because it's too tempting. You see, it is too tempting. Like a crackhead, you want to put crack in front of them and think they're not going to take it, it'll be at least tempted to. I just couldn't trust it. That's just me. But let me continue. Scheme to defraud in the first degree, 1 count of attempted grand larceny in the second degree, 13 counts of identity theft in the first degree, and 2 counts of identity theft in the third degree. The petitioner challenges his conviction just like Wig. Wig challenged her conviction. Pay attention, honey, the similarities. The petitioner challenges his conviction under the 5th, 6th, and 14th Amendments. Specifically, he asserts that his trial lawyer was ineffective. Isn't that what Wig said? Isn't that what Wig did? I find it hilarious. You see, here's what I want you all to know. This is why I'm doing this. I'm doing this live on him. Because these fraudsters, tricksters, con artists, scammers, they all do the same thing. They lie, they cheat, they steal, they manipulate, they prey upon their own people because they know the other people would not fall for their BS. And so then they go to court after they've been convicted and they try to challenge it upon the basis of ineffective counsel when they know absolutely that they did exactly what they were convicted of. That's what they do. Pay attention. While Wig is talking about fake documents, she has the same type documents as this man. So are his documents false? Make it all make sense, Wig. I'm sure you cannot, but let me continue. So the petitioner challenges his conviction under the 5th, 6th, and 14th Amendments. Specifically, he asserts that his trial lawyer was ineffective and that the court improperly admitted evidence of uncharged crimes and a witness's unsworn testimony for the reasons that follow. The petition of a writ of habeas corpus was denied. So they go on to say, the petitioner's conviction arose out of a fraudulent loan scheme. Now, who did that besides Wig? The trial established that the petitioner exploited his former girlfriend, Valerie Rodriguez, who had access to personal identifying information through a computer credit check program at a Barron Honda car dealership where she worked. The scheme involved creating fake email accounts and voicemail boxes using stolen identity information, filling out fraudulent loan applications, and using these loans to obtain vehicles. Well, Wig didn't obtain vehicles. She obtained houses, properties. But it's the same old same. Now, on May 5th of 2005, isn't that around the time when Wig got busted? Pay attention. Maria McCarl received a telephone call from a loan representative about a recent application. Because Miss McCarl had not applied for a loan, she called the Suffolk County Police Department. Well, Detective Thomas Gabriele investigated and determined that someone, in fact, took out a loan in Miss McCarl's name to purchase a motorcycle at King Cycle in Brooklyn, New York. That's because he's flashy. You see, these people don't change most of the time. Some of them do, but most of the times they don't. They just find a new way to commit their fraudulent schemes and cons. And that's by preying upon church people, people who have religious beliefs and faith, because these people are more forgiving and a lot more gullible, sad to say, because they want to see the good in everyone. And sadly, there isn't good in everyone, and that's just the fact. But let me continue. Goes on to say the same month, on June 7th of 2005, Detective Gabrielle learned that the petitioner had been arrested in Manhattan while riding the motorcycle purchased in Miss McCarl's name. So they say the loan included a sales agreement in her name and a copy of a driver's license that had her name. Whole identity theft, but someone else's picture. The person in the photograph was later identified as Anita Bryant, the petitioner's own friend. Goes on to say that he was riding the motorcycle on June 7th of 2005, according to the detective, that was purchased in the woman's name. The same month, let me show this all on the screen, honey, because y'all know I like to show my receipts, honey. Because I don't want nobody saying I'm lying and showing false documents and all that. I don't want the pastor, the bishop, to go in on me like wig and start saying I'm an agent and all that, because I'm exposing it. But anyway, pay attention. The same month, Detective Gabrielle traced a phone number on the sales purchase documents to Aerobeep and voicemail services, a business that provides customers with phone numbers and mailing services. Mail receiving services. He asked for a list of accounts associated with that number, and in July of 2005, he recorded voicemails associated with those accounts. He discovered that the petitioner had an Aerobeep account and that several phone numbers used in fraudulent loan applications were under other Aerobeep accounts. For example, an account in the name of John Wilson purchased two numbers, including the one that was included on the motorcycle sales agreement under Maria McCarl's name. On August 5th of 2005, Detective Gabrielle sought and obtained search warrants from a Suffolk County judge for two residents in connection with the identity theft investigation. He seized two computer systems from one of the houses and submitted them for forensic analysis. The detective's investigation of telephone and bank records revealed that the personal identifying information of several Baron Honda customers was used to create fraudulent loan applications. Let me tell y'all something. The best time to expose people is when Mercury is in retrograde. Pay attention. From January 23rd through 25 of 2006, Detective Gabrielle and other officers began surveilling the petitioner's home in Teaneck, New Jersey. On January the 25th, the officers saw the defendant drive his car into New York, where they arrested him. The same day, Judge Tony Bean issued a search warrant for the petitioner's car, where officers found documents, clothing, and 3 cell phones. The documents included a Con Edison bill, which Detective Gabrielle testified was used as an address verification for several false loan applications. On January the 27th of 2006, Detective Gabrielle contacted the Teaneck Police Department to obtain search warrants for the petitioner's home in Teaneck, New Jersey. A Teaneck detective, Michael Richter, obtained a search warrant from a municipal court judge, and Detective Gabrielle joined officers from the Teaneck Police Department to execute said warrant. They seized a laptop, computer, cell phones, and various documents. And on January 30th of 2006, the Suffolk County Court issued a computer search warrant to search the laptop and 3 cell phones. Then on February the 3rd of 2006, the petitioner was charged in Suffolk County with 1 count of attempted identity theft in the 1st degree, 1 count of attempted grand larceny in the 2nd degree, and his attorney, Robert Macedonio, filed discovery motions seeking search warrants issued against the petitioner's property and the affidavits and returns thereof, as well as property seized pursuant to those warrants. So anyway, there you all have it. I think that's enough. At the bottom, it says the petitioner claims that Mr. Macedonio told him there was no evidence in the case and that the indictment would not stand. So here's the thing. He's saying the same thing about his attorney pretty much that Wigg said about hers. That the attorney, and Wigg said that the attorney told her that they were going to bring in evidence to dispute what was being shown or something like that, or they would bring in expert witnesses. That's what she said. She said the attorneys told her they would bring in expert witnesses to dispute some of the evidence, but they deciphered in the court that there was no such evidence, or whatever an expert witness could have said would not have been able to dispute the evidence, basically. And so he basically said that the attorney told him there was no evidence in the case and that the indictment would not stand. But in fact, on April the 25th of 2006, the people filed a superseding indictment charging the petitioner with 3 counts of attempted identity theft in the first degree, 1 account of attempted grand larceny in the second degree, 2 counts of identity theft in the first degree, 2 counts of grand larceny in the third degree, and 3 counts of unlawful possession of personal identification information in the third degree. In March of 2006, the petitioner was indicted in New York County for criminal possession of a 2004 Land Rover, the car that was searched in connection with the Suffolk County case against him. You see, let me tell y'all something. I want y'all to pay attention. Here's the thing. With these type of people, you know what their downfall is? You see, you have to be predisposed to criminality to engage in these things, because all the effort that it takes to put into lying, scheming, conning, producing fraudulent documents, lying about jobs, getting people to purchase things in their name, straw buyers, i.e., and all of those things, the amount of energy and time that it takes to do all of that, they could have done something the legal way and still made money. It would have taken longer to make it, but they still could have made it. The thing with these type of people is they love money so much that they have to have it, they need to have it, and they want to let everyone know that they have it. They want to be flashy. They want to flaunt their money, flaunt their jewelry and all that. That's what they want to do. And these type of people always go back to the scene of the crime. You see, they cannot stop their fraudulent practices. Now, I'm not talking about everybody who commits fraud. I'm talking about these type of people who commit fraud. The ones who are so flashy. The ones who are clout chasers. And you can always tell a clout chaser because everything has to be about them. Let me say that again. Everything has to be about them. And they love to play the perpetual, never-ending, everlasting victim. Anyone who speaks against them is a hater. Anyone who speaks against them is attacking them. They try to paint narratives and say that you said things you didn't even say. Like he was sitting there trying to insinuate that Reid was laughing because someone put a gun to his 8-month-old child's head. That man did not laugh at that. He did not say anything about that. He simply said, we didn't see that. And we didn't. I showed you all the video a couple of times yesterday and today. We didn't see them put a gun to his child's head. I'm not saying that it didn't happen. I'm just saying what Larry said. We didn't see it. Now, what's wrong with him saying that? He didn't lie. Well, you see, these people try to paint narratives and they try to gaslight and deflect because they want everything to be about them. Oh, so crazy. But let me continue. So, hold on, beloveds. In September 2006, petitioner discharged Mr. Macedonio and retained Miss Camille Russell. That's another thing they do. They switch counsel. And if you want to know why they often switch counsel, I'm so glad you asked. It's so that they can later come back after they've been convicted and say that they had ineffective counsel. That's why they do that. Wig switched counsel. This man did the same thing. He got rid of Mr. Macedonio and retained Miss Camille Russell. At that point, based on the ADA's response to defense counsel's discovery demands, Ms. Russell believed that the trial evidence would be limited to a manila envelope, a Geico insurance card, several pieces of mail, Mr. Whitehead's statement, and fingerprints analysis. On September 19th of 2006, the assistant district attorney revealed that he intended to introduce some tape recordings as evidence and invited Ms. Russell to review all the physical evidence that he intended to introduce. That's because of discovery. He had to let the opposing counsel know what he was going to introduce as evidence. Now, On September 20th of 2006, Ms. Russell moved to prelude any evidence that the prosecution did not disclose in response to earlier discovery demands, as well as any evidence obtained in violation of the petitioner's constitutional rights. In this motion, she challenged the validity of any search warrants issued in the case. Counsel claims that she did not have actual knowledge of any search warrants, but made boilerplate arguments, including assertions that the warrants were issued without probable cause and were executed beyond their scope. Now, on September the 27th of 2006, Ms. Russell went to the assigned assistant district attorney's office to review the physical evidence in the case. She listened to those tape recordings, viewed an identification card with the petitioner's photograph, and examined a chart that the Suffolk County Police Department proposed for the case. In his response, a counsel's omnibus motion, the ADA stated that Ms. Russell was able to see all property seized from the defendant, was also able to listen to all of the tapes of the defendant, and that she saw property seized pursuant to New Jersey's search warrant and subsequent search of the defendant's vehicle. And according to the prosecutor, the only piece of evidence counsel did not see was a laptop computer seized. So anyway, goes on to say the court denied the petitioner's motion for a hearing to determine whether the search warrant was supported by probable cause. He wanted to get them to throw out the evidence that they obtained from the search warrant because he was trying to get his lawyer to prove that they had no probable cause. But in fact, they did. All right. In fact, they did. So that's what it is, beloveds. That's just what it is. So, and then here's the thing. People versus Whitehead. Now, let me pull this up on the screen. Everyone like and share. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. If you enjoy the commentary. If you don't, oh well. All right, so People versus Whitehead. Let me make sure you all can see that. Okay, there you go. So Lamar Whitehead of Wilton, New York, appellate pro se, Thomas J. Spada, district attorney, Riverhead, New York, for respondent. Now, application for the appellant for a writ of error coram nobis. Now, let me tell you what that is, a writ of error coram nobis. That's when they come to court and they try to get a judgment to have things thrown out because there was not certain evidence that was introduced, right, during the whole thing. Let me make sure I'm telling you correctly. Yeah, basically they want to correct the original judgment because they don't feel that the judgment was correct because there was something that wasn't introduced. So goes on to say that a decision in order of the court dated May 17th of 2011, affirming a judgment in the county court, Suffolk County, rendered on June the 30th of 2008. They say the order that the application is denied, just like with Wig, hers was denied. The appellant has failed to establish that he was denied effective counsel of appellate counsel. So that's basically what they said. I'm telling you, it's the same thing. That's all I want you all to pay attention to. It's the same old, the same thing that Wig has been, trying to do when she was fighting her cases and all that stuff. It was the same exact steps that he went through. And that's what they do. That's what I'm trying to tell you all. So for anyone to say or believe Wig when she says that I showed fraudulent documents, that the evidence was doctored, let me tell you all something, beloveds. When you are talking about mortgage fraud, wire fraud, and bank fraud, there's no such thing as fraudulent documents when you go to court. You know where the fraudulent documents come in? I'm so glad you asked. You see, the fraudulent documents are the ones that Wig and her cohorts created. Another thing is Wig said that she fought against big Wall Street bankers. She did not. There's no record of it. If there's records of it, she should be able to show it. I searched and I did not find. But to tell you what, I did find evidence that those people in the green, the ones who protested and called themselves the Robin Hoods, the white folk that were protesting against Wells Fargo and all that, they actually did file cases against these Wall Street banks. Not Wig. They did. Their names are on there, not hers. She's lying. So if I'm lying, Wig, please produce the receipts. She's not produced them because she doesn't have them. All she keeps talking about is legalities. Here's the thing. If you're going to court, if you're going to sue me or anyone who says anything against you, Okay, that's fine. Let's assume that you are, which I don't fear that because I know I've not said anything that's a lie. But you mean to tell me that because someone is going to court, they can't show receipts to prove that I'm lying? What does that have to do with going to court? Thank you. The Hula Gang says, I love the outfit, Queen. Thank you, beloved. I'm sorry. What does that have to do with proving that I'm lying? If I'm lying on you, you should be so happy to debunk everything or anything that I've said. Now, here's the thing. I've debunked numerous things that Wig has said. I've debunked the fact that she was not a pro-Black activist, a political activist targeted by the federal government. I've debunked that. We saw who the real people were that were protesting. She joined in with them. But when she joined in with them, she wasn't protesting for other Black people. She was protesting for herself because her house was being foreclosed on. I told you there's a picture of her standing in front of her own house. Please miss me with it. And then I also debunked the fact that those documents were fraudulent. I told you all to file a Freedom of Information Act. All you have to do. You can get all sorts of things, more information than I've even shown about Wig if you file for that. It may take you about 30 days, but you can file for it. So there's that. And if I was lying and showing fraudulent documents, why would I even tell you that? I played a whole video with the lady telling you and explaining to you how to do it. Another thing is, every time someone has come in my chat and said, Queen, what do you have under that head wrap? That was Wig. Someone came in my chat twice asking me about what's under my head wrap. Both times that was Wig. I'm so sure. Do y'all really think that two different people would come in my chat asking me the same thing about my hair? I mean, at least if they said something about my hair, you think they'd say something different. Wig is fixated. She was fixated until I showed the receipts. She was fixated on my hair because simply she's insecure about her own or lack thereof. That's just what it is. That's why she hates us calling her Wig. And like I said, I do it to be absolutely petty. So miss me with it. Hold on. Let me pull up something too. Anyway, 3 little wigs in a blanket. Don't you all start today. Now, she already wants to get rid of my chat because y'all are so nefarious and relentless in your jokes about her. But here's the thing. Hold on. I absolutely cannot. Okay, I have some more receipts I'll show later. But I want to show y'all something. And again, this is me being petty. But y'all are here for it. Vince I Am said, I already know what's happening, Queen. I know you do, beloved. I know you do. All right? You all should know by now, those of you with common sense to see and critical thinking skills, and who love the truth as opposed to loving lies. That's all I'm saying. Hold on. And here's the thing also. You know, when these nefarious people come in my chat saying this and that, I really don't care what they say, because that's all just a ploy. Because let me tell you something. You know, when people come and say, oh, you need to stop talking about this, don't you talk about anything else? Let me remind everyone of something. This is how you know that it's all cap. When anybody comes in my chat or leaves a comment saying, do you have anything else to talk about? Like Tawana Johnson asked me last night. I didn't even really respond to her except to say that I dropped her 3 links. I dropped her 3 links because here's the thing. How can anybody with common sense who literally watches my channel, you must not be watching if you have to ask me that, but maybe they only come and watch when I'm talking about Wig or Wig's name's in the title. Maybe that's the only time they're watching. That has to be for them to ask me something so foolish. Is that all you talk about? Or don't you have anything else to talk about? Let's not forget that I just did a story about the missing Black women or the murdered Black women in Chicago. Miss me with it. No one else has covered that story. And I'm going more in depth because I actually have the confession. I actually have a confession from a serial killer who is believed, or who I believe, right? Who I believe had something to do with it. I have the confession, which I'll play for you sometime this week. Now, another thing is I did the esoteric knowledge parts 1 and part 2. Who's doing that? When these people come on here trying to paint narratives and act like I'm just going in on Wig, yes, I am going in on Wig, and I'll continue to go in on her as long as I see fit. Now, for those coming in the chat and in the comment section trying to say anything about it, well, here's what I have to say to you. When you come on here, you sound stupid, and you are stupid. Because if you don't want to hear what I'm saying, if you don't want to hear what the queen is saying, don't come on my channel. That's unsubscribe if you are subscribed. But most of you aren't subscribed because you're actually subscribed to Wig. And that's why you're mad. And you think you can make me mad, but I've already debunked everything that they tried. Pay attention, beloveds. Now, when Wig was in my chat, and I'm pretty sure that West Freeze 2 is Wig herself, one of her aliases. When Wig came into my chat on the other channel, talking about tell everybody how you had an affair with your cousin's husband. Tell everybody how you stole from your uncle. Let's talk about your criminal record and all that. I debunked it so fast, I'm sure her head spun. I said impromptu, let me call somebody in my family. And I called my uncle and put him on speaker. And I asked him about the things that this person said. So that was a receipt right there. And then last night, when Wig again was in my chat under another alias, talking about what's under your head wrap. You always talking about Vicky's hair, what's under your head wrap. Well, I showed the picture of what's under my head wrap. You see how I kill everything that they bring up? You see how I drop a receipt to debunk everything that they do? Now, why hasn't Wig dropped one receipt to debunk anything that I'm saying or doing? She can't. Miss me with it, Wig. Hold on. That's all I'm saying. I know Queen Candy J did not say gone with a wig. Just do us all a favor and just quietly go away. Right. Hashtag buy wig. Like, we're so over it at this point. Please. And anyone who thinks the queen is hating on that is obviously stupid. Let me pull up something. I have more receipts, and I want y'all to see this. It's also nefarious. Now, the person who sent me this, I'm not going to say who, but it's one of Wig's own former subscribers. And I told them that I was going to show this on my live. As soon as they sent it to me, I replied back and I said, you know I'm going to show this on my live tonight, right? You know I'm going to show this on my live tonight. And I also want to say, shout out to all of her former subscribers who have been thanking me for exposing her whole con game. Shout out to you, beloveds. And also shout out to you for giving me information. Let me pull up these receipts because I don't play games. Call me a hater. I don't care what you call me. Wig's going to keep getting this work. All right? She's going to keep getting this work. That's all. And anybody who's doing the same thing Wig is doing, if I find out, they can get the work too. I don't care nothing about pissing people off. I've done that all my life because I'm a truth speaker. And quite frankly, truth speakers usually piss people off. Hey, Mark Petty. Okay? And so anyway, let's pull up this receipt. I find it all so interesting. I find it absolutely all so interesting. Hold on. I find it all so interesting. Here it is right here. Now, mind you, some of the information has been redacted. Okay? Some of the person's personal information has been redacted from this receipt. Just so you know. Bear with me for a second, beloveds. I'm almost done. Talk amongst yourselves in the meantime. Okay, here we go. I'm having to screenshot this stuff so I can send it to my email. Question is Wig going to say these are fake documents too? These are her own documents. These are her own documents. This is what happens when the walls come crumbling down, people. Pay attention. All right, I'm going to share my screen so you all can see this. And I want to tell you all, the reason I'm showing you this is because I told you I will continue to expose the truth. I don't care who's mad. I don't care if I lose subscribers. Here's what some people need to realize about the Queen. I don't do this for money, fame, nor fortune. I don't. I absolutely do not. This channel's not monetized. My other channel is. I'm on this channel the most for a reason, because I can reach the most broadest audience that I have. So miss me with it, haters. I have no reason to hate on anyone, let alone Wig. She has nothing that I want. And for those who continue to say that I'm hating on her, I'd like for them to put in the chat, what does she have that I could possibly hate on? I'm just curious. But here we go. Let me pull up this receipt, and I'm going to share my screen in the meantime, between time. Let me see which one I'll show first. I think I'll start with this one. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. I'll start with this one. Okay, let me make sure you all can see that. Now, you all see that, right? Now, this is what Wig was charging people for. I want you to listen while I read it to you. And this is why I say she's not changed one bit. She's still conning people. This is what people paid for. I am so sorry for those people that they were fooled, manipulated, and defrauded. I'm so sorry that happened to you, beloveds. But the good news is the Queen has broken the spell that Wig had you all under. You see, she uses magic, which is akin to witchcraft, right? Same thing. But you know what I use? I use discernment that is akin to the Most High. That's what the Most High has given me. Okay? So let's get into it. It says instructions for your Talisman ATM card. After saying the following declaration aloud over your ATM card, it is activated. Remember to keep this in your purse or wallet. Each time you see it, set an intention for your money. Always use your faith and be patient as your money flows. And then there's 3 gavels. I guess that's her gavel wrap. ATM activation card declaration. And then at the bottom, let me see if I can zoom in so you all can get a better view. I think you all may be able to read that. I'm not sure. Let me see. I'm going to have to make it a little smaller in a second so I can read the rest of it. Can you all see that? Okay. And that's where you're supposed to insert your name, apparently. I blank affirm that I am womb man. I am the city of jewels. I am the ATM. I am the universe. I am the bank. I am the money. I bless everyone and everything now. Everyone and everything blesses me now. I receive expected and unexpected income. I receive multiple streams of income. I receive uncommon favor. This is what people paid for, beloveds. My business, career, products, and services generate massive amounts of income. I make money whether I work for it or not. Well, she didn't lie there. I make money whether I work for it or not. Right. I attract money because I am money. Now, that's just one receipt, but let's pull up another. Let us pull up another. Oh, beloveds. Now, this one says, what you must know. It's not an accident that companies are using or inquiring about your DNA. They don't really care about what African tribe you're from. They know there are certain star seeds, divine beings on earth who will follow or who will do a unique work like no other. And they're trying to identify these people. Your DNA not only carries biological instructions, it carries metaphysical codes. The powers that shouldn't be don't want you to know that. With the bloodline, which is the force energy or the life force energy, are instructions for your destiny, creativity, solutions, resources, and more. Your ancestral codes aren't just about your biological constitution, like your genes. It's about the divine blueprint they carry that's lying dormant in you. My keys, the keys that she sold, pay attention. Those keys that cost $27 for 60 of them from Amazon. These are the keys she's talking about. Pay attention. My keys are meant to jumpstart your inner wisdom. A key that she bought from Amazon, baby. Pay attention. My keys are meant to jumpstart your inner wisdom like a jumper cable. This doesn't work without your faith and charged intentions. There's pictures of the keys, as you can see. To get notified when I do an exclusive 2-hour webinar on the secret ancestral code mystery, join my email list now. Now, this metal key combined with your faith and daily rituals will unlock greater ancestral activity. Your ancestors have the inside knowledge you need for breakthrough wisdom, solutions, resources, and more. Instructions. Now let's look at these instructions. Let me pull this up so you all can see it better. I want y'all to see this bullshit and tell me she's not a whole fraud, con artist, and all of that. A snake oil salesman. No less. Here's the instructions, people. Get in the right mindset to do your activation. Set your intentions. Honor your ancestors. You can mention them with reverence. Create an ancestor altar. Pray on the best way for you to do that. Speak your activation below. I suggest you sleep. Pay attention. I suggest you sleep with your key near your bedside for a 28-day moon cycle. Expect visions, dreams, inspiring thoughts, and supernatural insight. Communications may come in different ways, so be open and observant. Journal, record any unusual activity. Notice everything. This is what she was telling people. Y'all convinced yet? Still think the queen's hating? Take wise, fast action on any inspiring promptings. Share your testimonies. Email me for my contact. What y'all got to say about that? I find it all so interesting. I find it all so interesting, beloveds. I clearly cannot. I clearly cannot. Hold on, this chat is moving. Somebody says, Marie says, this scam doesn't even take much intellect. That says something about the people believing this mess. Well, I'm not going to go in on the people that believed it because some of our people are just trusting of other people who look like us. Black looking people, as Wig loves to say. You see, Wig is a black looking person. She uses the same tactics as Peter Popoff, who's not one of us. She uses the same tactics. I showed you that in another video. If you missed it, go watch. Okay. She does the same things as that vampire landlord from New York that I talked about yesterday. How he defrauded those poor black people, elderly black people, a 69-year-old woman out of her home and left her in a pile of debts. Same thing Wig does. She's doing the same thing to our people as our open enemy. And y'all want to say the queen is hating? Y'all don't want me to expose her? Miss me with it, because I will. I work at the behest of my people, beloveds. And I don't charge you for any of this. This is all free. Pay attention. You might learn something. Activation. Now, here's how you activate your DNA, I suppose. It says activation. Say this in the evening before you go to bed for 3 days. Lay your left hand on your heart. Say this aloud. This is revised to personalize. NLT Isaiah 45, 1-3. This is what the Lord says to, and the person took their name out, his anointed one, whose right hand he will empower. Before, they redacted that part, mighty kings will be paralyzed with fear. Their fortress gates will be opened, never to shut again. This is what the Lord says. I will go before you. They redacted their personal information and level the mountains. I will smash down gates of bronze and cut through bars of iron. You see how she's mixing scripture with witchcraft? You see how she's mixing scripture with witchcraft? The devil mixes lies with the truth to confuse you. But this is the voice who loves you, as she said days ago. No, she loves money. This is the voice who loves money. Goes on to say, I will smash down gates of bronze and cut through bars of iron, and I will give you treasures hidden in the darkness, secret riches. I will do this so you may know that I am the Lord. I now activate the treasure within me. I now have the answers. I now have the wisdom to bring new things into existence. I now possess the keys of the kingdom of heaven within me. It is now released. It is done. Say this 3 times. That's what witches do. Witches say, mote shall it be. Or they say, it is done. They say that 3 times after they cast their spells. Pay attention. I absolutely cannot. I absolutely cannot. Now I'm going to share with you all, because those of you who follow my spiritual channel, you know, I have talked to you all about the power of manifestation, the laws of the universe, and none of it consisted of me selling you anything. I gave you that wisdom for free to help you, because I'm here to help you start your spiritual journey that you have to do the work for. You have to take it yourself. So now I'm going to plug myself yet again, and I'm going to show a portion of one of my spiritual videos. So you all who haven't been on that channel can see exactly what I am teaching people for free, not for $144, not for $157, not for $222. Let's get into it. How about this one? Knowledge plus power plus self equals self-empowerment for everything you want. It's right inside of you, or it's right outside your comfort zone. I'm going to show a clip of this to you all. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share.
Like crazy in the U.S.
By stressing ourselves out, or by focusing our electromagnetic energy, or energy is the way I spell it, I-N-N-E-R, then G. Energy, because it comes from within, right? And we get it from the Most High God, energy. That's why I spell it that way. Now, we focus our energy on worries and fears. And when we do this, we are making ourselves stressed. And stress can lead to all sorts of issues, you know, raising your blood pressure, causing you to have feelings of anxiousness. And, you know, you get all anxious. And some people actually have panic attacks when they're in this state. You get rapid heartbeats, you know, heart palpitations and things like that. And some people, when they're really stressed out, they can have heart attacks or even strokes. And not to mention you gain belly fat because your body starts to produce this hormone or release the hormone called cortisol. So none of that is good. Now, so if thoughts can make you sick, then ask yourself if they can make you well. New York Times bestselling author, Dr. Joe Dispenza, who is an expert in neuroscience, epigenetics, and quantum physics. I want you all to pay attention. Right there, the doctor whose name I just said, the reason I said his name is because unlike Wig, I give credit to the people whom I learned from, whose research I use to gain my knowledge and enhance my own intellect. I don't sit there and lie and say that I got a download for something that I didn't. I do receive downloads, and that is my own knowledge and information, which I share with you. But when I use other people's knowledge and teachings, I let you know. Now let me continue. Partner with numerous other scientists. Now they have studied the effects of meditation using advanced technology. These include epigenetic testing, brain mapping, and EEGs and gas discharge visualization technology. And so that just goes back to what I have been telling you, that meditation is absolutely very powerful when it comes to relaxing your mind, when it comes to controlling your thoughts, making, focusing on more positive patterns of thinking, being more optimistic rather than pessimistic, and also raising your vibration. Now, Dr. Dispenza has been working to inform the scientific community and the public about mind-derived health. He wrote a book called You Are the Placebo. So in that book, he talks about how our thinking patterns, whether we focus our energies on positive or negative things, has a lot to do with our physical health. And I'm not a doctor, and I'm not giving you medical advice. Just telling you what the book, You Are the Placebo, said. If you haven't read it, it's a good read. Okay, so the Newtonian world. Now, in this world, people spend their lives living in lack. Okay? They wait for something to change, but nothing ever does because they don't ever change their mindset. A Newtonian world is a world of predictability where you already know what the future holds. And you already know what the future holds is because you're dictating your future by your thoughts. If you're always every day, worrying about money and bills and not having a good job, not being able to make ends meet, not having enough food for your children, if you continuously worry and think about those things every day, then that's exactly where you will stay in that predicament. It becomes predictable because now you've already figured out what tomorrow is going to bring because it's going to bring the same thing as today because you have the same thoughts that you had the day before. And if you have these thoughts continuously, then you continuously stay in the same cycle, just like I've told you before, a hamster in a wheel. Now, in the quantum reality, which is the reality that I choose to live in, because remember, perception is reality. However you perceive something, is how you will in fact view it. So in a quantum reality, that promotes cause and effect. You see, when the mind has self-knowledge and self-worth, and you have feelings of abundance, and you then can start to create and generate wealth. Okay, pay attention. Pay attention. I said then when your mind is thinking positively and all those things, then you can start to create and generate wealth. You don't need a key. You don't need a fake ATM card. You don't need to invoke spirits and say incantations. You don't need to pay $144. I give you that knowledge for free because I love you. Because I want you to be better and do better. I want all of us to be better and do better. And if I see someone standing in the way of that with fraudulent practice, whole cons, lies, and schemes, I will call them out. And that's just what it is. And you see, I don't care who's angry or mad because I know what I am doing is the right thing to do. As long as I stand in truth, it does not matter who comes against me. You see, I laugh at them. I scoff at them. And as you can see, that's why they cannot produce any receipts to anything to dispute anything that I've said. Even when they come in my chat impromptu, I don't have time to go and think about what I'm going to do. I do it right then and there. I prove my point right then and there because I have nothing to hide. Because I'm an honest person. I'm walking in righteousness. Now, I'm no saint, neither are any of us. But at the end of the day, I'm doing what is in the best interest of the majority, as I was taught. You do what's in the best interest of the greater good. Okay? That's what you do. So, with that all being said, my job here is done for the day, beloveds. And if you have not, let me drop the link to that video in the chat for you all who may want to see the rest of it, because that's a really good video. It's called Knowledge plus Power plus Self equals Self-Empowerment. And everything you want is right outside your comfort zone. And it don't cost you a thing when you get it from the queen. How about that, beloveds? All right. You see, I'm authentic. I am the authentic Black goddess. I am the true queen of receipts. All right. I actually do love and care about my people. I don't have to defraud you to get your money and all of that. I want you to make money, to live a healthy, happy life. That's why I teach you about eating properly and how important it is, to take care of your mental health, as opposed to just your physical health, So, and I intend to have a psychologist on here to talk to us about our mental health, all right? Hopefully, I'll be able to schedule him sometime this week. He was actually supposed to come on last week, but I didn't get his response until late. It was too late. I'd already missed his window of opportunity because he's very busy with clients. So I did ask him if I could reschedule, and he said yes. So I'm going to talk with him tomorrow, hopefully, and see if I can get that all set up. Okay? And so with that all being said, Mr. Hotel said, the undisputed queen of receipts. Thank you, beloved. Skeletor says, I need a psychologist. Well, I'm going to bring one on here, beloved. Okay? Indigo says VD is wiggerant. The wig is up. Well, I can't deny it. So with that all being said, beloveds, I wish you all love, peace, and prosperity. Listen, I'm going live on the next on the other channel in it's 9:20. At 9:45, I'll be live on the other channel for those of you who want to tune in, okay? The Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur TV show. Moderators, please put that link in the chat. Please put the link to the other channel in the chat, okay? Please put that in the chat. And so I'm going to be live on there. Like I said, I'm going to talk about the guy that fought the police officer and the 8-year-old being targeted and the Karen police officer who said the N-word. Now she wants to play crazy like she's got whole mental problems. Make it all make sense, Karen. You can't. Okay, so with that all being said, I wish you all love, peace, and prosperity. The next live starts at 9:45. I'm about to post it as soon as I leave out of here. Okay, everyone, have a blessed and lovely evening. For those of you who aren't going to return, you can catch the video on the replay. All right. Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive and constructive, never destructive. All right. And don't try to defraud your own Black people because I'll call you out. With that all being said, I wish you all love, peace, and prosperity. Until next time, beloveds. Peace.
In order for you and me to devise some kind of method or strategy to offset some of the events or a repetition of the events that have taken place here in Los Angeles recently, we have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough.
Dear Mr. Massa, I'm just trying to mind my own business. What's the matter? It's just another day, another Black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is Black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put 2 dukes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Samir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a Black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my Black shoes by the Black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coons. The white man that go nuts if he can't shoot. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make sense.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queen.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Ahmadiyyah.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin?
Ahmadiyyah. Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, even to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame, and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They're trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations. I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
Queen. I'm getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression